everyone, Michelle Fix It here today. We are going to be making red beans and rice. My husband took red beans from my house to bring over to this house, and so now I'm making red beans at this house, just so you guys know. And I'm going to try not the dirty rice one. I'm going to try the jambalaya one and see if I like it, in addition to the red beans that I'm going to be cooking over here. So I have to grab some onions and cut those up and do all the rest of the stuff that I throw into my red beans and rice. I have onions. And you guys are on cam, so I will actually get followed around a little bit. And the house is a mess. It's just what happens in real life. It's not a big deal. Because if you are actually spending time with your children, then you will actually they will be creating messes, because that's what they do, because they're children. So we're going to cut up 2 onions. I prefer to have sweet onions. Yellow onions are sufficient. One of the times whenever we were on travel, my dad had bought a ton of yellow onions, and so in a bit of chaos, my hands are not dirty. I cleaned them before making this video, but they do have paint stuck on them because I work on houses. But he bought a bunch of, like a whole bag of yellow onions, and so I put all the onions into the red beans and rice because we were going to be leaving at that point. And it actually turned out pretty good. So now I'm not as biased with the yellow onions, and so you can use yellow onions, you can use sweet onions, red onions if you'd like, purple onions if your children call them purple onions. My daughter calls them purple onions. So any kind of onion variation. In order to properly prepare and not have super gassy beans, you should pre-soak your beans for at least 8, maybe 12 hours. You can go for the gusto and do 24 hours if you'd like. Anything past 12 hours, you should really have them in the refrigerator soaking before you decide to cook them. These I brought up to temp as on-time sausage. I'm going to have to get my husband cat to procure some sausage. But anything outside of the 12 hours, you are going to want to put the beans in the refrigerator while they're soaking. The longer they soak, the less gassy they will be. It's supposed to have some type of chemical thing. I don't know. I guess you guys don't have the span to go all the way over there. So let's change that. There you go. You guys are just like along for the ride. So I'm adding in more water to these beans, which you cannot see because now you guys are super duper crooked. I never professed to be like really good at these videos. I just didn't. Anyways, I'm overfilling on the water, and I'm going to, because I'm going to have everything heavily cook in the water. So I'm going to turn that on. No, there is no soap in that pot. That's just how it is. There we go. And normally what I would do is I would have these onions and they would go in my wok, and I would saute them with green onions, yellow onions, or sweet onions, or red onions, green onions, any vegetables that are close to perishing. So I kind of do like almost like a gumbo of red beans and rice, where it's just whatever is not happy vegetable-wise, fresh vegetable-wise, gets put in the red beans and rice. What happens. And it's actually that I make red beans. I don't typically make the rice with it because because I don't like rice that much. But I did see the jambalaya and the dirty rice, so I decided to give that a shot. And yes, I'm a terrible person because I'm not immediately throwing my onion things away. I do my cooking as a quick thing. I make dishes that I've been making for years. My children like them, my husband loves them, so everyone's happy with it. But it does generate a mess. You can be one of those tidy people and like clean up as you go, but for me, I'm just chopping it up, getting it in here because I have other things that I need to be working on, like taxes. So, dice up your onions. We're gonna see if we have any like cherry tomatoes or anything like that that need to be diced up. Watch your little fluffy white kitties, white and gray kitties roam around the house, and listen to your Doberman bark at random things outside. So now we have another onion to add in here. Eyes are super unhappy. We're going to chop up some of the green onions. We keep green onions in water so that way they're still growing, and then we just give them haircuts until they die off. If you want to throw them in some soil, they will live longer, and then you will have a really good supply of green onions for free, minus the purchase price of your onions. So let me see if I have any tomatoes. Oh, well, I guess we don't have any tomatoes because they were normally in there, and now I guess they're supposed to be in here. All I have is potatoes, but not tomatoes. Oh, I do have sausage hiding back here. I'm so excited, guys. Well, you guys missed out on saute action because they're supposed to be in there. I'll look around and see if there's any other random stuff to add into this mix. I'm not adding cranberries. Oh, see? Perfect example. These bell peppers look disgusting. Look at them. They're super duper unhappy. So, that means that this red beans and rice is going to have unhappy bell peppers. And husband cat clearly forgot that he had some onions in here, so that's going to get added into the pot. These carrot chips clearly have seen better days. I guess I'll sneak a yellow squash in there. Zucchini still seems fine. This kind of stuff just boggles my mind that like we're putting vegetables and stuff like this. Like I would be annoyed to purchase this. Oh, and then I forgot about turnips, so clearly I have to make turnip greens in the next couple days because I have actual turnips in there. And then we also need our better than bouillon. That one is the tomato flavored. I like to have the tomato flavored and have the beef flavored, but or that I have available. We're gonna rinse these guys really quick, take their labels off. Think superstitiously that because a broom fell, someone's going to come over to the house. You guys didn't get that memo? Oh, must be a southern thing. So we're gonna rinse our produce and chop it. Chop it like it's hot. There's a sign up there that says chop it like it's hot. Look, chop it like it's hot. You see it? Maybe not. I just give you guys random videos. Hopefully he will be happy with me for using these because these are super not happy. Oh, so unhappy that one of them punctured when I was trying to clean it. Alright, we'll rinse and chop, rinse and chop, rinse and chop. So how was your day? Did you have a good day today? I had a great day. Thanks for asking. I made some videos, cranked some vehicles, realized that one of them didn't have enough power steering fluid, so had to top that off, and now I have that as a concern. I just not checked in a long time, but typically whenever you have a fluid loss, you've got a leak somewhere, so now I have to worry about that. Because Michelle fixes stuff. Occasionally, she does like this, clean stuff. I almost said boring stuff, but that could have offended people. So again, normally I would have a separate pot or a wok going, and that didn't help me at all. And I would be sauteing the vegetables and stuff like that, but unfortunately, I'm trying to get the camera to move. It's not moving. Unfortunately, I didn't think I had sausages, and so I didn't do the sauteing. I'm so bad with this camera stuff. There we go. Well, you can see part of me. Kudos to the creators that get the perfect shot, spend hours and hours of time working on all their stuff. For me, it's a sharing of stuff because everyone's interested in something. But here's your helpful reminder that if you have produce that you were planning on eating raw and then it becomes a little wilty or unhappy or whatever, throw it in a pot and cook it down with the other stuff. It's not a big deal. I mean, inspect it, make sure it doesn't have any mold or yucky stuff going on, but people throw away a lot of food that's perfectly fine. Like this guy, he's just not happy. Would he give him a salad? No, he tastes gross. You totally be able to tell that he's wilty and unhappy. But when he's cooked down with some red beans, they're fantastic. And it's a nice little addition to red beans. This one's probably the least squishy of all of them. No, you little green bell pepper guy. Get over there. Okay, well we have a green bell pepper that's cooking under the burner, or beside the burner. Was a gas stove. Things happen. It's okay. more bell pepper left, and a yellow squash. And then we still have to, we're going to use our kitchen shears to chop up the carrot chips. I try to chop up stuff a little small so that way children are more inclined to eat it and accept it. Realized over the years that if you have big chunks of things, children are less likely to be happy with that kind of stuff. So just random mom advice, especially if you have very spicy children, teeny tiny little specks of stuff, a little bit better. Unless it's a favorite thing and then you can have chunks of it or just ask for their preference. But if you're trying to add healthy stuff into a picky adult or picky child's diet, or someone that's very spicy, or someone that has sensory issues, whatever the thing is, chop up this stuff small. And if you get really grumpy about the way that someone chops vegetables because you have like a very specific method, let them do their method. Chop things in a prettier way, nicer way, but sometimes I have to do things to spice it up and change things up a little bit. And I don't get stuck in the same routine with everything. I'm also chopping a little bit slower because I'm missing one of my nails. And with acrylics, if you have a nail, then like the knife, if you get too close, will hit the nail. It won't cut you. And that's one of my more dominant fingernails that I use, and so I'm very nervous about an accidental slice. It'd be interesting to see if Izzy is accepting of the squash that's cooked in here, because normally I sneak in tomatoes. She doesn't like tomatoes, but she tolerates and is accepting of cooked tomatoes and pasta sauces and stuff like that, but she does not like before they are cooked. If they're raw, she won't eat them. And I'm just cutting up carrot chips. Here's your helpful reminder that you should have kitchen shears in your kitchen, because they are awesome and they make things so much nicer and easier. That one was a jumper. I think I added too much water. But it's okay. It's okay. So you can always take some of the water out of the pot once everything gets cooking and reserve it for soups later. Freeze it, or if someone likes their red beans to be more soupy, then there you go. If that jambalaya pack requires water for me to make it, then I can take some of the water from this, add it into that, and it'll just give some extra flavor for the rice. There's a bunch of different possibilities, so don't be afraid to make errors in the kitchen or not do everything exactly the right way, because life happens. Just don't be so nonchalant that like you just don't care and you're like, nah, I did something, and then it's like, no. Is it better than it was? Try not to do harm. Like that's supposed to be part of the medical field stuff. Do no harm. But additionally, because sometimes you have to create harm in order to make things better. So if I have a really messed up wall because it's lath and plaster and it's all broken and everything, I have to look like I'm doing demo work by carefully and strategically tearing it apart to rebuild it into something that will get filled in with love and care, appropriate attention, and then will be better than it was new. I really don't like doing demo work. It's not fun. Kind of pains me a little bit physically to have to feel like I'm hurting something in order to make it better. Okay, so we have that. You can chop up our sausage. Again, normally I would saute. I am not sauteing. It looked funny, so I had to like smell it and check it and everything. hand washing. Okay, and I found this random bag of onions that were frozen, probably from another time. So now we really are going to boil over once we get to temp. So this is the time period that I'm going to find out. 3 3/4 cup of water. Okay, so the other thing that I normally do, I didn't put the beans in this pot. I normally cook, yeah, he put both bags of beans in here. Okay, poor guy. He's from New Jersey, so he doesn't know. So all that was just in vain. I normally use a big pot because I understand that beans need a bunch of water and they need to take a long time to go through their little beanie process. So I will politely remind my husband cat about that when I see him or when he gets back. I'll also remind him that I want appropriate little mitt things. I do not like these guys. So now if you do 2 bags of beans, you have to do them in a big pot. And now we don't have to worry about it spilling over. Look at that. It's magic. And now you guys obviously everything. Because yeah, these beans still need oh my goodness. These beans still need a long time with water. I'm thinking of it. Because I completely forgot that I normally do have a huge pot when I make beans. All right. So, I've never made this before. I'm a huge Zatarain's fan for flavor and stuff. But very interesting. So, pick a protein, 1.5 pounds of cut into bite-sized pieces, smoked sausage, cooked chicken, shrimp. Mix 3/4 cup water. Oh, 3/4 cups water. Rice mix, meat of your choice, and 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil or olive oil, optional, in 3-quart saucepan until well blended. Bring to a boil. Reduce heat to low. Cover. Simmer 25 minutes or until rice is tender. Add cooked shrimp during last 5 minutes of cook time, and then enjoy. Remove from heat. Let stand for 5 minutes. Fluff with fork before serving. So, I guess we just sacrificed a bunch of our veggies that should have gone in here, and our red beans. So what we can do is we can raid the refrigerator for cooked protein and then throw it in there. And that whole homemade tip with sauteing your protein before you put it in there because it tastes better, that's what I normally saute. So I normally saute all my vegetables and my proteins and stuff like that before putting them in red beans and rice, or if I'm making actual gumbo, or if I'm making stuffing. There's a lot of different things that I make, and you know, it's just one of those things that I do. So let's see what husband. Oh, he told me he made meatloaf because he stole this from my house too. And I don't know what kind of meatloaf he made if he only made this little teeny tiny speck. Very confused by that. And I'm confused by whatever that is. Oh, he made like a petite meatloaf. Look at this little speck of meatloaf. His meatloaf and my meatloaf totally different. Well, that's great. Because what we can do, he also has some random chicken in here. So I might end up adding that in here too. Maybe. I don't know. Because when you're making a jambalaya or something like that, you just add in whatever is available to make it where it's yummy. I'll reserve that for later. So I'm actually going to be done with this video for a bit because I have to ask Cousin Cat if he cares. Like, he will steal stuff from my house and just tell me after the fact. But I'm going to be courteous and call him and find out first. So I'm going to try to pause you guys. But if the video ends, it was not me, it was the phone. Okay? Because otherwise we'll get back to our red beans. So our beans are now boiling with all the veggies. Izzy, do you want to cook some jambalaya? Huh? The face. She just came in from playing with the neighbor's children. Would you like to cook part of dinner? Take your jacket off and come play. Come cook. Would you like to cook dinner with me? Yes or no? Okay, fine. It's only the Michelle Fix-It show.
Michelle Fix-It and my daughter is watching her cook.
Because that one over there she took my phone and she made a video for you guys. And
You told him on the other video.
I did tell him on the other video, but this is a new video. So it could be that the people don't know. And the little cam guy, I think, is dead. Oh, no, he's not. There he is. All right, so we are going to mix 3 3/4 cups of water, rice mix, our meat, and some olive oil. We're going to blend, bring to a boil, and then reduce heat to low, cover, and let simmer for 25 minutes or until rice is tender. So, being that our little assistant does not want to work with us.
I'm not a little assistant, I'm a slightly big assistant.
Well, you say that you're slightly big, but you are little. All right. We have all water. Why are you laughing? Oh, because you're trying to get the camera to follow me and not you? Oh, good job. Good job, kitten. I say it in other videos, but we only get so much time with our children. We have to enjoy it. All right, and then 2 tablespoons.
Even though you think you might not want your children to be around, you might actually in the future thought about, oh, I really want to spend some time with my children. Why didn't I do that?
Exactly. We need to appreciate the moments that we have with our children, because at some point you'll be a grown-up and you'll be doing your own stuff, and I'll be like, oh, Miss Izzy. And like, I'll have to watch the Izzy Fix-It show to find out what you're doing.
It won't be an Izzy Fix-It.
No Izzy Fix-It shows?
Not Fix-It. But yes, I will do Izzy. I will do Izzy.
You'll have an audience if you have Izzy Fix-It. People will know you as Izzy Fix-It Girl.
Fine.
Because she already likes to fix stuff, just like her mommy.
Mm.
What? You do.
I don't like to fix cars.
That's because you don't know how to fix cars yet.
I don't like to fix stuff whenever I actually know I can actually fix it.
And that's why you have to learn, because do you think mommy was just born and knew how to fix stuff?
No, Poppy taught you a whole lot of stuff.
Poppy taught me a good chunk of stuff, but then Grandmommy Chrissy taught me a bunch of stuff, and I had friends that were guys, and they had vehicles, and then I had to learn stuff by myself. And the more you learn and the more you do, the faster you learn how to do everything.
You know, it's not this family, we're better with having like guy friends instead of just like girl friends.
We like girls. We have no problems with girls. Mommy just typically has more guy friends than girlfriends, because mommy shares the same guy interests, because mommy is not all about doing her hair or going shopping or broad statements about femininity, even though I like dresses and stuff. And Izzy typically has more guy friends than girlfriends as well. And that's just because our neighbors have boys. You have a few friends that are girls. You do, but she also has like more masculine things that she likes. But we do like feminine stuff as well, if we have to label it. Where she does like trying to work on learning how to do makeup and hair, and she tries to be fashionable and make jewelry and stuff like that. I did all the jewelry stuff when I was little.
Oh, and I also made this little owl necklace.
Mm-hmm.
I just take an oversized piece that I know will definitely fit my neck, and then I just make it a little bit more oversized, and then I just like do this. But this little thing right there at the top. You can't only see it that much, but that thing I did not create. I did not create it at all.
I was trying to let you be able to talk to them and just let them see what kind of seasoning I was adding in. You can keep talking to them. No problem with you talking to them.
But I mean, like, if you want to make, if you want to make jewelry, the fastest way to make jewelry is just to get like a big old piece of string that you can stretch out, and then like get something that has like a little hoop, and put the string through the hoop, and just like do that, and then at the other end of the string, just like tie the string, and that's the fastest way to make jewelry. That's a much. I'm not very good at making bracelets, I can say that for sure. But I am certainly bad at making bracelets. Yeah, I just said the same thing. I'm certainly bad at. Yeah, I'm certainly bad at making. What is it called? Making like trucks and stuff.
Hmm?
You know my little Jeep?
What about your Jeep?
Didn't you help make it?
Yeah, I built it for you. And I painted for you too.
Yeah, I told James that.
Did he not believe you?
Oh, he was surprised.
Mmm.
He thought that it just came as a color.
No. I think it was black, I think.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, it was black. But anyways, out of my mommy spotlight.
Mommy doesn't mind.
No, I'm just gonna get out the spotlight.
This is the Better Than Bouillon seasoned vegetable base. So I'm adding that in. I'm being serenaded by a busy.
Peekaboo.
I see you. I guess as he didn't know that was a thing, peekaboo, I see you, because she has like a very shocked look on her face.
I thought it was peekaboo. Hello, I see you.
No, it's peekaboo, I see you.
But peekaboo also goes with peekaboo.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that you were gonna not say anything. Then whenever I said peekaboo, you said,
Putting you guys back in your spot.
I see.
Because basically we're at the point where the beans are going to continue to boil, and then we're going to check them for tenderness. And once they are tender, then they will be done.
What does tender mean?
Soft. Like right now they still have a little bit of a crunch to them.
Well, maybe little kids will watch this and they wouldn't know what to know.
No, it's good when you ask questions. I have no problem with you asking questions. And then the jambalaya, we are cooking that. And so once that comes to a boil, then I will turn it to simmer, and then I will put a lid on it. If you liked it, then you should have put a lid on it. And then after that, I will hopefully have my husband cat here, and then I will be able to find out what of the protein he has in his refrigerator to dice up and stick in there with the jambalaya. And that's all. So that's all, folks. You guys have a fantastic day. Like and subscribe.
Ignore me.
You don't have to ignore it, it's all. And
Ignore me.
and you'll have red beans and rice. That's it. And then there'll be another video for dirty rice. Maybe Izzy will make that, because I am trying to teach her how to cook and how to do stuff, because she is a child and she needs to learn how to do things for herself. Because one day she will not be under my roof. She may be under a roof that I've made, but she will eventually have her own stuff and need to know these wonderful life skills. So, you guys have a great day. See you later. Bye!
Peace out.